everybody. Welcome to Dorina's Kitchen. Today we are going to make a sweet treat. It is the last day of Mardi Gras, or as we say in Italian, Carnevale. So I'm making a very specific southern treat. It's called Castagnole, and they're just they're like little donuts, but they're so good. And of course they're deep fried, so of course, you know, they're gonna be good. But we're gonna make these, it's a very, very quick and easy recipe. And you can make these today, tonight, maybe not tomorrow morning, I don't know, but maybe this weekend. Anyway, so it's a very, very simple recipe. And it is a very traditional, probably one of the most popular, besides my chiacchiere, which I've done other videos on before. So we're gonna do this here very quickly. It's so easy. So we're gonna start with 1.25 cups, 135 grams of flour. Alrighty. Then we're going to use a full cup, which is about 240 grams of ricotta. Now, there's a couple different kind of recipes for this. You can make them without ricotta, but you know, whenever I get the chance to put ricotta in something, it makes me happy. Number one, because it just always makes things nice and moist, and number two, add some protein, so it's kind of healthy. Okay, we're just putting in 1/3, actually more like 1/4 cup. And I am today using, this is sugar, I am using, cheating a little, being healthy, I'm using a little coconut sugar because I like them to be a little healthier. And then we're putting in just 1/2 teaspoon or so of baking powder. I'm going to just stir this dry stuff up really quick. Well, it's not dry because there's ricotta in it. I'm going to stir this stuff in. We're going to do 1 egg, so I'm going to crack that separate here. All right. Actually, let's throw this in there. All right. And this is strictly up to you. I'm adding a little vanilla. Now, I have some organic powdered vanilla. So I'm just going to put a little of this in because I like that little extra. I think vanilla just enhances. And I love this powdered kind. It's really good. They actually use a powdered type of vanilla in Italy. Not quite the same, but it's very close. But some of the ones over there have a little bit of sugar in them. This is just a plain powdered vanilla. If you go to my Dorina'sKitchen.com and see where I shop for, I have this on my Amazon store. That's where I got it, on Amazon. And then, of course, the always wonderful orange zest. So let's see if we can just get a little bit of this in here. My oil is heating up, so we don't want it to get too hot. But we definitely want it to be ready. If your oil's not hot enough, anything you're putting in, it soaks up more oil, and you don't want that because you don't want to be soaking up the oil. But if it's too hot, you'll burn it. It gets cooked on the outside and not on the inside. So you got to find that sweet spot. Now, some people will tell you get a thermometer, and I can tell you the same thing, but I'm going to tell you got to look up what the temperature is supposed to be. I just eyeball it, and once you learn how to do that, you'll do the same thing. If it's smoking, turn it down. That's the way I look at it. Okay, see, look at all the orange zest on the bottom here. Alrighty. And I'm just going to mix this up, and we're going to make kind of a thick little dough. If any time you're making a recipe, and you know, really it depends on the weather, you know, the East Coast is getting some crummy weather right now. It can be more wet, it can be more hot. But the other thing you can do is add a little bit of liquid. So I'm going to add just a little bit of this orange juice. Also, oh, look what I did. I cut a blood orange. I have a bunch of oranges over there. I didn't realize which one was which. So we'll add a little color to this. Look at this. Oh, yeah. I love red oranges, blood oranges. All right. That's what acorns are for. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and do it by hand because we're making a little dough, and then we're going to roll it into little balls. You can do this on a board too, but I figure, well, almost got it done here in the, so you got a nice moist-ish dough. Okay, so let's do this. We're just going to make some little balls. Look at that. Now normally, anytime you're making anything with a dough and you let it rest for a little bit, it always comes out better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead here because this gives it kind of the dough sort of a little moment of rest. I'm going to make a few of the balls now. And you don't want to overcrowd your oil because that cools it off and then the temperature is not good. All right, so we're going to start with 4 of them. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so maybe I had my oil too hot. All right, so maybe I had my oil too hot. I did just turn it off a minute ago, but these are kind of dark. So we're gonna let this just cool off for a minute. And I'm just gonna take these out because they're kind of dark. So we're gonna wait another minute. But anyway, what I want to tell you is that there's always a fix. I could do 2 things. I can sit here and wait for this to cool off a little bit, or I can get a little more oil. If I'm gonna be making a lot, I could add a little oil to it. It'll cool off. I did use sunflower oil. I don't use many seed oils. I'm not a big fan of seed oils, but there's really not much you can deep fry in that's not good. You know, that's not, you know, you have to go with the least bad one. And so I like sunflower oil. I do like coconut oil. You can fry in that. I didn't have enough of that. So those are the kind of things that you can do. But please remember that even those of us who think we can cook, we screw up too, and so I never want you to be afraid to try one of the recipes I give you or that you find online or anything. You know what? And if it flops, but you tried. Now normally your dough will be whiter than mine, but you know, I put that dark sugar in it, and I'm not gonna lie, I put in 1.25 cups flour, but I made it half whole wheat, you know, because it's the stuff I do. I'm always like a sneak. That sneaky mom, you know, putting the vegetables in the meatloaf. All right, let's see here. Well, even my teeny tiny one's not black yet, so it's more of a, I let that one go kind of long, but here we go. Let's see. All right, that's more like it. That's what it's supposed to look like. See? They're nice. They got a little crisp on the outside. They should be all nice and doughy on the inside. Well, thanks you guys for putting up with me. I can't wait to see the comments. So I just made a little batch, you know, and I probably made them a smidge bigger than they normally are. This is probably more the size they should be. Kind of like a chestnut. That's what Castagnole, I'm assuming, is because Castagne is chestnuts in Italian. So, you know, they're chestnut size, walnut size. You know, you can also kind of tell they are heavier when they're raw, and they get a little lighter when they're cooked because it gets airy. So you can kind of tell when you're lifting them out of the oil, you know, that one's a little heavier, that one's a little lighter. Guess what? That one's done. You know? Yeah. This is what we're going to do now. Is these are drained on the oil. And put these in here. Now, what you do is you let them cool off so you can touch them. Let's get these out. And then you roll them in sugar. So you can roll them in granulated sugar, powdered sugar, or brown sugar. So this is my brown sugar. And they look so pretty. Put some in that. Or you could just very simply, you know, sprinkle them with powdered sugar. You can do that too. So, and depending on how much sugar you actually want to have. Let's put a couple of these in. You supposedly can bake these also. I've never baked them because this is the way I learned how to make them. But I'm going to tell you, this is only the second time I've made them with the ricotta. So, let's see if this is any good. Oh wow, really nice. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope that you're not laughing too hard at me today. And I hope that you do try these because they're very good. Just make sure your oil is not too hot. And if it looks too hot, wait a second. Test 1, don't test 4. And that's how you avoid mistakes. And anyway, so I think that's that for today. But I hope that you all will remember that dinner brings them to the table, but dessert will keep them there a little longer. These are awesome with a little espresso. Ooh, piccolo espresso e un castagnolo. Castagnola, I think. Yes, Castagnola is one. Castagnole is multiple ones. It's only they have them multiple. But I really do believe that tomorrow is the beginning of a wonderful season coming up. It's the beginning of Lent for us Catholics, and I think some other Christians who celebrate Lent. But you know what, whether you're Catholic or Christian or Mormon or whatever, no matter what, I think we can all learn from each other, and I think that all of our celebratory times and all of our faiths are important, and I think we can all learn from them. So for Lent, we pray, we fast, we give things up. We give things up as a sacrifice. It's to better ourselves. So maybe you're giving up sweets to better your body, but it's all so that you can also focus on really what's important in life. So instead of having a dessert, maybe you're just going to sit at the table with your coffee and just have a little bit of a longer conversation and stay there and focus on the person in front of you. So these are the things that, I think that maybe all of us, I have a challenge for you for this Lent. No matter who you are, where you're from, I don't care if you're Jewish or Christian or what. Let's use this time frame of the next 40 days to be intentional. Let's be intentional in the conversations we have with people, the way we cook a meal for the people we love, the way we do business sitting across the table from somebody. So I challenge you all this next period of time between now and that early spring when Easter is, for those of us who celebrate Easter, and even if you don't, let's use these next 4 or 5 weeks so let's be intentional as we go into the spring, okay? And let's celebrate all the beautiful things that all of our faiths, and those of us who are Catholic, of course, I believe that Easter is our greatest holiday, and I think we've, got a lot to be thankful for, but I think everybody does. And I think that if you believe in God and you try to live a good, value, moral-driven life, you got it made. So bring food and family, faith, and your heritage to your table and share it with your family. Okay? I love you all. Don't burn your castagnole. Follow my stuff. If you don't already follow my YouTube channel, I'm trying to reach 10,000, so if you want to help me, I'd really appreciate it. But I'll be talking to you more about that later. Okay? That's your little gift to me for Lent. But be intentional, okay? And don't burn the castagnole. That's intentional too, All right. Ciao. I don't know how many kisses I'm going to give you. It's an Italian goodbye. See ya. Ciao, ciao, ciao. See ya. Ciao. Mwah.